Yeah, okay. Everything is fine, right? My voice is clear? Yeah, okay, ma. We'll start the session. As in previous classes we discussed, okay, estimation, how to find confidence interval. I hope all of you remember that formulas for large samples, for small samples, okay, how to find the confidence interval. Yeah, all of you remember that formulas? Yes. For large samples, what is the confidence interval formula? For large samples. Yeah, x bar minus z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n, comma, the confidence interval x bar plus z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n. Confidence interval for population mean. Okay. For small samples, there is x bar minus t alpha by 2 into sigma by root n, comma, just a minute. Yeah, x bar plus t alpha by 2 into sigma or s by root n. Yeah, yes, s by root n for small samples. Okay. All of you know these two formulas. Already we discussed the theory part and also we discussed some problems. Okay. Now, today also we are going to discuss some more problems on this one, estimation. Okay. I hope all of you remember that formulas. And here the maximum error formula is maximum error capital E is equals to Z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n. This is the max error. Okay. Already we know these formulas. Now today also we are going to discuss some more problems on this one, estimation. Yeah, once all of you see that question, as once all of you go through that question, the first question, just a minute. Yeah, in a study of an automobile insurance, a random sample of 80 body repair cost had a mean of 472.36 and the standard deviation of rupees 62.35. 62.35. If x bar is used as a point estimation to the true average repair cost, with what confidence we can assert the maximum error does not exceed rupees 10. Yeah, once all of you see that question, so anybody understood? Yeah, in previous classes we discussed they will give confidence level. For that, we are finding confidence interval. We are finding the confidence interval, right? But here, they given some data. For that, we have to find out confidence. How much confidence? Okay, there is a difference. There is a difference. First, all of you write down what is the given data. All of you write down first what is the given data. Okay. So once all of you read that question carefully and write down what is the given data. Okay. I hope all of you understood that question, right? What we have to find. It's clear? Now all of you see the solution part. Given that the size of the random sample is small n is equals to 80 and the random sample mean x bar is equals to rupees 472.36 and the standard deviation here sigma, sorry, s, random sample standard deviation is given, right? That s is equals to rupees 62.35. 62.35. The maximum error of estimation is capital E is equals to 10. Capital E is equals to 10. This is the given. Okay. If you know Z value, then you can find out the confidence interval. What in previous classes we discussed, confidence they given, we are finding confidence interval for population mean. But here, just we have to find out the how much confidence. Okay. See, we know that maximum error formula. The maximum error capital E is equals to Z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n. This is the maximum error formula. Okay. In the given data, maximum error is 10. Maximum error is 10. And we know sigma value. Okay. Here sigma value they didn't given. Just replace sigma by population sample standard deviation S. Okay. Sample standard deviation is they given. That is 62.35. And n value also we know that. From this equation, Z alpha by 2 is equals to maximum error into root n divided by S. Okay, that is S. We know maximum error. Now substitute in this. Maximum error is 10. 10 into n value is 80. 10 into root 80 by 62.35. 62.35. Let's all of you simplify this one. 10 into root 80 by 62.35. Tell me what is the value? As all of you find that value, Z alpha by 2. By using maximum error formula, we are finding Z alpha by 2 value. As all of you find out, as once all of you check, all of you got the same thing or not? Yeah, what is this value? Yes, I can use calculator, then find out this value. Yeah, anyone respond in chat box? All of you calculate that one. Yeah, that value is 1.43. That is Z alpha by 2. Z alpha by 2 is 1.43. Okay. 1.43. Yeah, one sec, all of you, this is 1.43 or yeah, anyone confirm this one? The value is 1.43 or not? Yeah, once again, all of you check. Yes, okay, okay. Okay, Z alpha by 2 is 1.43. Now you have normal distribution table. All of you take that one, normal distribution table. Yes, we have normal distribution tables. Okay, otherwise I will show here. Just a minute. Yeah, we required area for Z equals to 1.43. I think all of you know how to see that values. Yeah, this is for negative values and this table for positive values, right? As for the table is clear. Are you able to see this one? As all of you able to see the table values? Otherwise, you have normal distribution table. You can take the tables, then you can see. See in first column, these the two tables are there here. This is for negative values, Z negative values. Okay. See first column. In first column, we have Z values. See, this is a positive values for positive values. See, Z started from 0 to so on. See, what is the Z value here? Z is 1.43. Okay. Here we have to find out area under the curve up to this point. See, all of you see in first column, where is the 1.4? Yeah, here 1.4 is there. After that, what is the next digit? 3 is there. Okay. All of you see in first row 0 0.00, 0.01, 0.02, 0.03 here. Okay. The corresponding value we have to find. What is the corresponding value? See here 0.92364. Yeah, the value is visible. The intersect value is 0.92364. See, I think all of you know normal distribution properties. The curve is bell-shaped curve. Okay. Here, this is a z-axis. Z value is 1.43. Right? By using normal distribution table, you can find out this area. Okay. The value is 0.92364. As clear? See the value here. Here madam is used something is there, no need to worry about. If you have the tables directly, can use that one, you can get this value. Okay, is all of you clear up to this point? As here, okay, after that, see here, after that, what is this? That is 1 minus alpha percent. Okay, this value we know that 1 minus alpha, we know that from normal distribution table, that is 0.9236. 9236. So previously what you did, alpha they given, alpha is 5% or 10%. Okay, just a bit. Okay, previously alpha they given, but here alpha they asking. Okay, from normal distribution table we got it, the confidence value 0.9236. The value is equals to 1 minus alpha by 2. That value is equals to 1 minus alpha by 2. That is 0.9236. From this one, alpha by 2 is equals to 1 minus 0.9236. 9236. Actually, we required alpha. Right? Alpha we require. If you know alpha, you can find out the confidence interval. Okay? Alpha is equals to 2 into 1 minus 0.9236. As all of you find out this value, now tell me what is the alpha? As all of you find alpha value, as all of you simplify that one, tell me what is the alpha? Yeah, okay, 0.1528, right? Alpha value is 0.1528. Now, what is the actual question? What confidence level they are asking? Okay, how to get confidence level? The confidence is 1 minus alpha. Okay, 1 minus alpha. Okay, into 100%. Into 100%. That is the confidence level. Okay, 1 minus alpha, we know that 0.1528 into 100%. 100%. Let's all of you simplify that one. Tell me what is the confidence level? Yeah, all of you simplifying. 1 minus 0.1528 into 100%. Yeah, simplify and tell me what is the value? Yes, all of you calculate that value. All of you find 1 minus 0.1528 into 100%. That value is 84.72. Yeah, one sec. That is right or wrong? Yeah, 84.72. Yes, all of you got it. Therefore, the confidence level is 84%. 84.72%. 84.72%. Right? That's when there is a difference. Previously, they given confidence, they're asking find the confidence interval. But here, they're asking confidence, how much confidence, okay? Now, all of you see the next question. Yeah, all of you see the next question, next problem. The mean of random sample is unbiased estimate of the mean of population 3, 6, 9, 15, 27. Yeah, here population is given. Sorry, the mean of. Yeah, once all of you read that question, what you understood, tell me. The mean of random sample is unbiased estimate of the mean of population 3, 6, 9, 15, 27. This is the sample they given. And the question is list all possible samples of size 3 that can be taken without replacement from the finite population. Okay, and the second question is calculate the mean of the sample listed in A and assigning each sample a probability of 1 by 10. Verify that the mean of this is x bar is equal to 12, which is equals to the mean of population. Okay. Your population is given. Okay, first we have to select the random sample without replacement of size 3. Of size 3. Okay. I hope all of you understood that question. The given sample, sorry, population given, we have to estimate the population mean. We have to verify that one. You all have to see the solution. The possible samples of size 3 taken from population without replacement. Here the sample population size is denoted by capital N, that is 5. 5 elements are there, 3, 6, 9, 15, 27. And the sample size small n is equals to 3. Without replacement, the possible samples are NC3. Sorry, NC, capital NCN. That is 5C3. Then without replacement, the number of possible samples are capital NC, small n. Okay. See here, I'm using that formula here. You can get 10 random samples. The samples are, this is the first random sample, this is the second random sample, this is the third random sample, this is the fourth, fifth, and so on. Total 10 random samples are there. Total 10 random samples. Okay. You all have to see that question. This is the population they given. The first question is list all possible samples of size 3 that can be taken without replacement from the finite population. The first bit is over. Nothing we have to do here. Just list the possible samples. The first bit is list the possible samples. See all of you, 10 random samples are there. Just they asking list. Just we wrote the 10 random samples here. That is the first bit. Okay. Now the second bit is we have to find out the mean of population. That is, we know the population. The population is 3, 6, 9, 15, 27. Okay, for this population, we have to find the mean. The mean formula is sum of elements by number of elements. Total 5 elements are there. Therefore, the mean is 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 15 plus 27 by number of elements 5. Okay, that value is 12. This is the population mean. Population mean mu. Okay. Here, what is the question? We have to estimate the population mean by using random sample data. Okay. Total, we have 10 random samples are there. For that, we have to find out the means. Mean of samples. The first random sample is 3, 6, 9. What is the mean? 3 plus 6 plus 9 by 3. Okay, 18 by 3, that is 6. See, this is the first random sample mean. Like this, we have to find out the 10 random sample means. This is the second random sample mean, this is the third random sample mean, fourth random sample mean, fifth random sample mean, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9, 10. Total 10 random sample means we have. Okay, mean of samples. Mean of samples. Now after that, once all of you go through question. Okay, calculate the mean of each sample listed in A and assign each sample a probability of 1 by 10. 1 by 10. In the question, they clearly mention we have to assign, okay, probability of 1 by 10 to each sample mean. To what each sample mean? Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, okay, see here. Just a minute. Yeah, already we know the sample means. Random sample means 10 means we know that. Okay, for each that means we have to assign probability 1 by 10. Probability 1 by 10. Now for that we have to create a table. Okay, here all of you see the variable is x bar. Okay, we have to assign for each mean to 1 by 10 probability. The total 10 random samples are there. The random sample means are 6. Okay, this is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9th, and 10. Okay, we are assigning probability to each point, 1 by 10, 1 by 10, 1 by 10. In second unit, first unit, we discussed how to find the mean if probability distribution is there. This is the probability distribution. For that, we know the formula how to find the mean. Mean is expectation of x is equals to summation x into probability of x, p of x. Yeah, all of you remember that formula? If probability distribution is known, the mean formula is expectation of x equals to summation p in x into p of x, x into p of x. Here probability distribution function is known. Yeah, okay. Now we have to find mean of x bar. That is x into summation x into p of x. This one into this one. 6 into 1 by 10 plus 8 into 1 by 10 plus 12 into 1 by 10 plus 10 into 1 by 10 plus 14 into 1 by 10 plus 9 into 1 by 10 and so on. Now all of you find out that values you can get 12 or not. Yeah, all of you check. Yes, all of you check. You're getting same thing or not. Already we know that formula. How if probability distribution is known, how to find the mean. Just I'm using that formula. Yeah, all of you check. You're getting same thing or not. Expectation of x is equals to summation x into probability of x. Okay. All of you see the mean is 12. That is equals to actual population mean. That is actual population mean here. See, expectation of mean of samples is population mean. Therefore, x bar is unbiased estimator. Smallly we did, but here just we are checking. Okay. Yes, I hope all of you understood. Yeah, in the question they clearly mentioned. Once see that question. Yeah, all of you see that question carefully. Okay, the second bit. Okay, first all of you see that question. Population they given. This is the population. Okay. The first question is list all possible samples of size 3 that can be taken without replacement. In first bit, just we have to write what are the possible random samples. That is the first question. Okay. And the second question, see here, calculate the mean of each of sample listed in A. That means in this one. 10 random samples are there. We have to calculate the 10 random sample means and assign each sample to a probability of 1 by 10. In the question, they clearly mention. Is that clear? But that means we are assigning here because in the question only they given. I hope all of you understood that point. Is okay clear? After that, we have to verify. The estimated mean is actually equals to population mean or not. Okay. Yes. Okay, your doubt is clear, right? Now all of you see the next question. Yes, all of you see the third problem. Find 95% confidence limits for mean of normally distributed population from which the following sample was taken. This one. 15, 17, 10, 18, 16, 7, 9, 9, 7, 11, 13, and 14. Okay, they're asking find the confidence interval for mean of population. Mean of population. Okay, yeah, all of you do it now. This one. Your sample is given, right? Sample is given. Now we have to estimate the 95% confidence interval for population mean. Yes, all of you do it now. This one. First, write down what is the given data. Okay, write down solution. The small of you write down solution. The random sample S is given. The random sample S contain elements 15, 17, 10, 18, 16, 9, 7, 11, 13, just a minute, 13 and 14. How many elements are there? Yeah, tell me what is the sample size? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, what is the sample size? The sample size n is equals to 10. Let's all of you calculate the mean. Find out random sample mean. Yes, all of you find random sample mean. This is a random sample is given. Okay, find out mean. All of you know mean formula. Sum of elements by number of elements. Yeah, mean is 13. Yeah, okay, very good, ma'am. Yeah, very good. That is x bar is 13, right? Yeah, once all of you check, all of you got the same thing or not? X bar is 13, right? Now after that, we have to find variance. Yeah, for small, all of you observe, this is small sample or large sample? Yeah, anyone respond in chat box? Yeah, this is small sample because less than 30. Less than 30. So the sample is small sample. Very good, Mo. Small sample. For small sample, we know that how to find the variance. Okay, after getting mean, all of you find variance. Variance of x, that is summation, okay, xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. This is for small samples only. It's the variance formula, remember. For small samples, the variance formula is summation xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. N minus 1. Okay? Is there any doubt? There is a variance formula for small samples. Already we know mean. All of you find variance. All of you find variance. All of you use that formula, then find variance. The variance formula is summation xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. For small samples, this is the variance formula. Okay. You all have to see that variance formula. See, s square is equals to, variance is denoted by s square. S square equals to summation xi minus x bar whole square by n minus 1. Now, after simplifying that one, you can get variance is 40 by 3. That is s square. Sample variance. Sample variance. Okay. Sample variance is that one. Now, once all of you see that question, what they asking? Find 95% confidence limits. That means confidence interval we have to find. Now, once all of you see here, alpha they given, right? 1 minus alpha, 95%. Wait. 95% they given confidence. That means alpha is 5%. 5% means 0.05. Now, what is the alpha by 2? What is the alpha by 2? 0.025 or not? 0.025. Yeah, this is the small samples, right? For small samples, we have to use the t-distribution table. Yeah, all of you see here. And here one more thing. When you're taking t-distribution, we required degrees of freedom. Yeah, what is the sample size? The sample size is small n is equals to 10. Therefore, the degrees of freedom nu is equals to n minus 1 degrees of freedom. That is nu is equals to 10 minus 1. That is 9 degrees of freedom. 9 degrees of freedom. The theory part already we discussed, right? 9 degrees of freedom. 9 degrees of freedom. Okay. See, degrees of freedom is 9. Alpha by 2 is 0.025. By using these two values, you can get the t tabular value. All of you see here the t distribution table. As once all of you see, this is the t distribution table. T table. Okay. See, in first column, they given degrees of freedom. They given degrees of freedom. Yeah, what is the degrees of freedom in our problem? 9 degrees of freedom. See here. And what is the alpha by 2? 0.025 here, this value. Okay, the corresponding value is, all of you check, there is 2.262, right? Are you able to see? Yes. Are you able to see? 2.262. Is it clear? How to see the t distribution values? Clear? Is the t distribution table. In first column, degrees of freedom is there. In first row, the area is there, alpha by 2. Is it clear? The corresponding value is 2.262. That is the t value, t tabular value. Is it clear? How to see the t distribution table? Yeah, see here. T alpha by 2. That is 2.26. 2.26. We know T alpha by 2. X bar we know that. S square we know that. For small samples, for small samples, the confidence interval is x bar minus t alpha by 2 into s by root n, comma, x bar plus t alpha by 2 into s by root n. This is the formula. We know x bar, t alpha by 2 and s n values, we know that. Just substitute in this one. X bar is, what is the x bar value? 13, right? 13 minus t alpha by 2, just now we found 2.26 into s value. S value is s square we did, right? All of you see. S square is 40 by 3. S is under root of 40 by 3, right? Yeah, just substitute that values and tell me what is the confidence interval. Yes, all of you simplify that one. Tell me what is the confidence interval. Yes, all of you simplify that one. Yeah, all of you got it? The confidence interval is 10.4, 15.6. 15.6. We know the formula, just substitute all these values in this formula. You can get the confidence interval. As all of you did? Yeah, this is not 9. This is not n. S square is 40 by 3. Okay. From this one, S is root 40 by root 3. Root 3. Okay. Just I'm substituting in this formula. S value is 40 by root 3. Sorry, under root of 40 by 3 by root n, root 10 as it is. Okay, this is S value. That's clear? Simplify that one, you can get. Okay. Now this is also same, similar to the previous one. Okay. Now all of us see here. Till now we discussed how to find confidence interval for mean, population mean. Same as for population proportion. That means there is a question of mean. Proportion. That means in population, some portion. Okay, that is called proportion. Just like probability. This one. All of you see here, single proportion for large samples. Okay, suppose a large sample of size n taken from a normal population. The confidence interval for population proportion capital P. Here, all of you remember population proportion is denoted by capital P. And we have one property, P plus capital Q is equals to 1. From this one, you can get Q. Q is 1 minus P. Okay, for that, the confidence interval formula is this one. The confidence interval formula is this one. So same thing, instead of x bar, we are using proportion here. This is mean. This is the proportion. See, actually, what is the formula for mean? X bar minus z alpha by 2 into s by root n. Here, for proportions, this is the formula. P minus z alpha by 2 into, okay, square root of capital P into capital Q by n, comma, capital P plus capital P plus z alpha by 2 into square root of PQ by n. PQ by n. Okay. Just all of you remember this formula. We'll discuss one problem on this one. Yeah, all of you see this question. Among 900 people in a state, 90 are found to be chapati eaters. Okay, among 900 people in a sample of 9 in a people in a state, 90 are found to be chapati eaters. Construct 99% confidence interval for true proportion. Here they are not discussing about the mean. About the mean. Okay, see clearly, out of 900, 90 are found to be chapati eaters. In this case, we have to use the proportion formula. Proportion formula. All of you see that solution. Given that, okay, x is how many are favorable to that one? What we are discussing here? Chapati eaters. Okay, for this one, how many are favorable? Okay, 9 and 90 are favorable. That is denoted by x. Given that x is equals to 90 and sample size small n is equals to 900. Okay. This is okay, population only. Just wait, just wait. Okay, small n is equals to 900 they given. Okay, then capital P is equals to just wait, here formula I want to change notations. I mean, yes, okay, I will write here better, you can understand. The confidence interval for population proportion is small p, not capital. Population proportion is denoted by capital P. We are finding for this interval, that is x small p in minus z alpha by 2 into small p into small q by n, comma, small p plus z alpha by 2 into square root of small p into q by n. This is the formula. Just all of you change the notation. This is also small p. Okay, all of you note down this is the formula, actual formula. Okay. Okay, small p is equals to x by n. This is the sample proportion. Sample proportion. Out of 900, 90 are chapati eaters. Okay, the sample proportion is denoted by small p. Small p is equals to x by n. That is 90 by 100, we'll get the 0.1. Okay, this is also small q. Okay, small q is 1 minus small p, 0.9. 0.9. We know PQ and, okay, PQ and we know that. 99% confidence interval. Okay, 99% means what is the alpha? Just don't see this part. Okay, Don't see that part. All of you see this is the actual formula for proportions. Okay, 99% confidence is given. That means alpha is 1%. That is alpha is 0.01. What is alpha by 2? Okay, no need to worry about. Only we have table. In previous class, I shown that one. Yeah, all of you see that one. Alpha is 1%. Alpha by 2 means 2 tail, that one. Z alpha by 2. What is the Z alpha by 2? 2.58. All of you see these values. Alpha is 1%. Z alpha by 2 is 2.58. Just all of you remember that values. Now come to this one. Z alpha by 2 is 2.58, right? 2.58. Okay. We know P, small p, we know that is 0.1, and small q we know that 0.9. Okay. And n also we know that 900. Z alpha by 2 we know that. Just substitute in this formula, then simplify. You can get the confidence interval. The confidence interval. As all of you follow this one. Okay. Yeah, all of you complete the remaining problem. Yeah, just note down this formula for population proportions confidence interval formula. Okay, here one more problem is there. Okay, that is also similar to the previous one. Yes, okay, this is the estimation is over. Now in next class, we'll start the testing of hypothesis. Okay, in next class, we'll start the testing of hypothesis. So that is very, very important. Testing of hypothesis. Okay, I hope all of you understood estimation. Okay, for large samples, for small samples, and proportions. Okay, this the estimation is over. Tomorrow we'll start the testing of hypothesis. No, this is the 4th unit, first part. Okay, now we'll start the quiz. Okay, everyone should write the quiz.